Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about The Great Season 2, Episode 2, Dickhead. It's been a long time since I reviewed The Great. Mainly because of this whole Christmas stuff, and I've been pushing out Christmas episodes. I still haven't put out, I have so much stuff like audio recorded, and I got so many picture templates. Some pictures still need to be formatted to my thing, and it's kind of just like, I can't wait to start like putting those out because there's a lot of shows and stuff that a lot of people know of, a lot of people don't know of, a lot of shows that went to like unaired pilots and stuff, movies that y'all have like never heard of and all this other stuff, and it's just like I can't wait to put that stuff out. And so it's like, but yeah, all this holiday stuff, and I still got them Halloween. I could wait till next Halloween, but that's a whole year. And with the way the world is, you don't know if you're even gonna be around till next October and stuff. And so that's why I'm trying to hurry to get those out too. And plus, I just want to talk about Goosebumps and stuff. And it's just like, and also the Ash versus the Evil Dead like movies and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, it's so much crap. The holiday times. I knew I should have picked up the speed earlier this year and stuff. And I still got to do the 4 R's of like Hollywood, which I only got 2 left. And anyway, so this episode takes off pretty much where the last episode took off, and it's where um Catherine, she is now in power. Peter is trying to get situated with his new surroundings, but he's finding it more difficult. Plus, because he thinks that all will be like forgiven, but Catherine is letting him know straight up it's not gonna be like that. All of his friends are getting like disrespected by everybody every time, like Gregor and Georgiana, like they walk around the halls, they getting like pushed and shoved, and people are spitting at them, and it's really hard for them because people know that they sided with Peter and stuff. Muriel, she is loving being back, like in high society life, and people are like sucking up to her, and she doesn't like it because she knew they treated her badly and stuff, and so everybody's trying to get like situated in their new like surroundings and stuff. Peter, he still believes that that's his child inside of Catherine, but nobody really truly knows or not because she really didn't mess around with him that much, and she was messing around with Leo and stuff. And so like Catherine, for her, she is loving this. Today is a new day in Russia for her, and she is going to change a lot. But she quickly realizes that a lot of people don't want things changed. She lays down the law and let people know that she wants women to be educated in New Russia and stuff. That she wants better like health for people. There was something else she wanted too. I forgot. Now, a lot of this is historically accurate, like with her wanting to better the lives of women in Russia and make them more educated and not be so dependent on men and stuff like that. And of course, this is back in the old days. And the men are like, huh, that ain't never gonna happen. And then the women were also kind of like, we're just women and everything. This is not our place to like be educated and take up like arms and blah 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 and stuff like that. And so Catherine is really taken back by this. She's just kind of like, why don't you want to better yourselves and stuff? And so basically, the whole episode revolves around the coronation. She wants to go out there alone, but Peter's all like, I have to be there, right, to hand you the power of Russia. She's all like, you don't need to hand me nothing. I took it from you. And he's all like, that's not in the eyes of everybody else, and especially all the people that are like allies to like Russia and stuff. And so she's still adamant that she doesn't need him, but her people who helped her with the takeover, they let her know you're gonna need his support, and stuff like that to better like get situated with these new people because you are a woman and they are not gonna respect you and stuff. And they still see Russia as that Peter's country and stuff. So at one point she's walking around and there's some people from like around like the world coming to visit for the coronation and stuff. And she sees a man. He has his back to her. He is kneeling on the ground. And when she asks him to stand up and turn to her, she looks at him and she asks him, this is what took me by surprise. She asked him, was he Muslim? And he denies it straight up. Like he's not Muslim and he's this and that. But you can tell he's not white. And you can tell by his skin tone that he is that of a different like race and stuff. Because he has brown skin and stuff. And so she just looks at him, and I'm just kind of like, what's going on here? Like, what is she gonna say? What is she gonna do? Also, I didn't even know that, like, cause back in them old days, I don't know who was visiting who. So I was very shocked that like people from like Muslim countries were like, visiting Russia and stuff at that time. But then, like I said, it was back in the olden days, and people was visiting all over. But you don't ever really hear so much about that, especially in other countries. And so I never knew what this scene was gonna like turn into, because then I later found out. So he goes back to like kneeling and stuff, and so she's walking around, and so when she's at like she's supposed to meet like a bunch of like the other like people from other countries and talk to them and things that they want and this and that. And of course, because she's a woman, people are kind of just like whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so so also in this episode, Peter does not want to follow the rules like at all. He is constantly leaving his room and the guards have to like follow him, but he's not supposed to walk the grounds. He's supposed to stay in his little room and that's it. And he tells her straight up, look, you made a promise. I have to spend like at least an hour with you so I can talk to my baby inside your belly. So when she's around other people, she's like, fine, whatever. So she dismisses the room and she lets him talk to the baby. He still loves this woman and stuff like this. But it's like he loves her so much. Why didn't he treat her better? And so, yes, they still say huzzah a lot in this episode. So I'm like, crap, dude. I'm getting tired of hearing that word. It's too catchy. And they get stuck in your head. And so, like, he still thinks she's gonna fail, and when she fails, he's gonna retake power. Well, you know anything about history, that don't happen, and stuff. Now I have to say, Ella Fanning in this, she's so good in this role. Same as Nicholas Hoult. Like the dude is hilarious. I think he even got nominated for an award for season 2 because he's going to be playing 2 different characters. Because of course the fate of what's going to happen to Peter, and then in history there's another man who staged a huge insurrection and everything. And that's who Nicholas Hoult is also going to play, because in history, the man pretended to be Peter and crap. Anyway, that's much later. And so, so back to Ella Fanning. Yes, she is so good, like, in this role. Like, she was made for this role. Like, she looks like she's royalty and everything. I'm still trying to wonder who's the better actress, her or her sister, Dakota Fanning. Because this is the first and only thing I've ever seen Ella in. And like I stated before, Dakota is also in a historical show that had 2 seasons. I don't know if they're going to get picked up for a 3rd. It's called The Alienist. It's really good, especially the first season. The second, not so much, but the first one's really, really good. And in that one, it's hard to tell if Dakota can do like really good acting, because I've only seen her in 2 things. The Cat in the Hat when she was a little girl, and I forgot all about that. And I know I'm not trying to rhyme. And then in The Alienist, she plays another historical figure who's very straightforward, no expression, stuff like that. So it's hard to tell if this is just her acting or she's trying to act that way. So I need to see her in another role. I know there's a movie I'm gonna watch her in where she's like a Star Trek fan and she's trying to get to like a convention. So I'm gonna be able to tell more if she's like, who's the better actress and stuff. Because Dakota is the oldest one, but it's weird because Dakota looks younger and Ella looks older, but she's the youngest. And so, where did I leave off at? So she's talking to like, the people that's coming in, and then a man comes in. And he states that he's Leo's brother. So this takes her by surprise because she wasn't expecting that. And he tells her, she tells him how she's sorry about like his brother and all this other stuff. And he tells her like he doesn't blame her and he knows that he loves you. And so he gives her a gift. He gives her a lot of Peter's letters that he wrote. And when he gives them to her, like he leaves and she's still in there with other people and she reads a little bit of it. It was one of the most emotional scenes ever. She just had like a breakdown and she just bawled in tears. And you could really feel it and see it on her face. That's why I think she's such a great actress and stuff. Like you really felt she was that upset and she was bawling in tears. You know, you didn't see tears come out of her eyes and stuff, but she had that crybaby face. You know what I'm saying? And so like Peter's people are now starting to get kind of like flustered with each other. Gregor, he fought with, I don't know who that black guy's name is, but it's one of Peter's friends. I'm not really sure why they fought. It had something to do with one of their wives or something. And so like Catherine, you know, like I said before, she was talking to like the women and stuff, and how the women don't want to like better themselves, and that really bugs her. So Peter gives Catherine a gift. He gives her this stunning, beautiful, diamond crusted like crown. And she's all like, I don't want no gifts from you and everything. Like, I don't like you and stuff. And he's all like, you don't like this crown. She's like, oh no, I love it. I just don't want it from you. And stuff. So, when she's talking to like Miriam and all this other stuff, she's telling her that, you know, if I can't like, you know, get into the heads of the older women, maybe I can get into the heads of the younger girls. And I need to do that in a way that they take notice of me. So she decides she's gonna wear a very elegant like dress and headpiece and stuff that makes her like gives her attention and stuff, so that they pay attention to her. Miriam thinks this is like a bad idea, but you know, whatever. So then so Catherine, the thing about her is that she's ruthless. She's just as ruthless as Queen Catherine of France. And so like that's how she's known in history. So in this show, they're starting to bring a little bit more of this out. She's talking to her head guard dude, you know, he's all like, well, what if people don't listen to you? And she's all like, well, then I'll have you shoot them and everything. And so this is a situation that kind of happened in the show. Because she met this one dude, I don't know where he's from, but he's very decked out in like old school Russian clothes and stuff. He's a big guy, and he walks in, sees her, and wondering why is he talking to a woman for? And he lets her know that, you know, he's not into what she's selling, and because you know, she's a female. Then he decides he's gonna piss on her floor. She does not like this, and she tells the guards, shoot this man and shoot him now. So they draw their guns on him and they're getting ready to shoot. But then his people draw their guns on the guards and they're getting ready to shoot her guards and everything. And so like then Archie comes in and he quells the entire situation, and he talks to the dude who's pissing on the floor, makes him stop and makes the guards lower their guns, and then they leave out of there. Catherine doesn't understand why nobody is like listening to her and taking her serious and stuff, because she thinks just because she's a woman that has nothing to do with it, but she doesn't realize that has everything to do with it in the time period in which they are in. So now we get into like the big coronation and everything. And so she comes in a very gorgeous gold dress and this stunning headpiece thing. And so Archie, you know, he's there, and you know, they're doing like the coronation thing. And so the power has now been shifted. Now he has now passed the power along to her, and everybody can see that now. And so like what's interesting is that she really lays down the law of how everything's going to be. And she lets the people of Russia know that, you know, I forget what religion, I think they're Catholic. She lets them know, you don't have to be Catholic if you don't want to. You can be whatever you want. You can even be Muslim, she tells them. Archie does not like this at all because he knows what's up. One, he wants the people of Russia to be Catholic. Two, if they lose Catholic faith, they lose faith in him. That is the only power he has left, and that he negotiated with her in the first episode when he threatened her. He's all like, he has the power to make all the, like, the popes and all this other stuff, like, and all the other people and bishops and stuff like that, dislike her if he wanted to. He is not happy at all with this. And so she talks to Miriam and everything. She tells him that this new guy she met who's Muslim, she thinks he's like a priest, and she thinks that she can get him over to her side, and if so, she can make him the head priest of like Russia, the Russian castle type thing, and that can push Archie out of power. Now, the aunt is in this too, and she has an interesting role in it. She's starting to see how Peter is being treated, and she's not really like, she doesn't like that because she loves Peter and stuff. But then she has it out with Archie. I forget how and what, but it's a very tense scene and everything. And so then, like, Miriam, the women are now starting to like suck up to Miriam now, and she doesn't like that. And she punches one in like the gut because she remembers how they treated her. Then the most interesting thing happens towards the end of the episode. A bunch of little girls, they run up to Catherine, and her plan worked. They took notice of her and the outfit she was wearing, and they all like, they want to better themselves and everything. They want to be educated. She's all like, this is a glorious day, ladies, and everything. Your mothers might not want this, but you will be the future of Russia and stuff like that. So she takes them into like a room where there's like a teacher, and there's already a couple of other girls in there, and she puts them in there, and they're all like, what if our mothers like don't like this and stuff? And I forget what she tells them, but it's basically like, she's like the ruler, and things are changing and this and that. So she's getting like what she wants. And this is something, like I said before, that is pretty much like historically accurate and stuff. She did want to better the lives of women. Just like with the whole smallpox thing, she really exposed all her people to smallpox so they can like be immune to it and stuff. She had them like prick their finger and put like a little whatever the stuff that had the smallpox in it, and put it in their finger and stuff like that, in the blood, so they can slowly like build up an immune system. Now, of course, there's a lot of other stuff that's historically not accurate, but they try their best to, because it's a loose adaptation, and it's a comedy too, you know what I'm saying? Now, here's one interesting thing. Peter decides he's pissed because he sees like fireworks going off, and he misses his old lifestyle, and he sees the guy that was rude to Catherine. He leaves his room and tells the guards, I'll be back, I promise. And they just let him walk out as they were asleep near the door and stuff. And he goes out there. He turns that guy around with a knife, and he just starts stabbing the crap out of him and everything. And he did it all because that man not only disrespected his castle, but he disrespected Catherine. So it's kind of like, if Peter loves Catherine so stinking much, why didn't he treat her better? And then in the next episode, 2 days have passed, and they find that dead man, and they're all like, "It's been 2 days. How come nobody got him and disposed of his body?" And they're all like, "Well, we was kind of hungover from the coronation and stuff for 2 days." So she figures she knows exactly who did this and stuff. And she's not exactly happy, which is ironic because she wanted him shot in the face in the last episode and stuff. So yeah, it's like things are slowly starting to become like how she wants things to come. This is going to be an interesting season, especially with that huge insurrection and stuff. Oh, I swear. Also, another reason why Peter killed that man is because, remember when I said people were disrespecting Peter and his people? Like, they even disrespect Peter when he walks in the hallways. And that man called him the title of this show, Dickhead. So Peter was going to get revenge at some point in time and stuff. But Peter is not liking this lifestyle. He's tired of being in his room, but he's learning new things. He met an Asian man and learned martial arts, and he beat that man up. He's learning how to play like the violin, but he wants his power back big time. And so, yeah, like I said before, historically speaking, this ain't gonna happen. Stuff. Oh, I forgot. There's one hilarious part in this episode. Remember when I said that, like, when she was meeting the townspeople, people from around the world, and they was like giving her stuff, like, the surrounding areas of Russia, when they was like giving her stuff and talking about what they want and everything. There's one man offered her all these horses in exchange for something else that he wanted, right? And he said, because I know I've heard you love horses. And she gives him a weird look because in season 1, there was a rumor that was started that she got like banged by a horse and everything. So when she gets like really pissed at one point, she opens up the door and she yells out to everybody, "I did not blank a horse." This show knows how to balance drama and comedy so well. The other shows have like a hard time doing that, and I don't understand why. Like there's some shows that have like the hardest time trying to balance out like the two, where it's either it's strange, bizarre comedy that just comes out of nowhere and is mixed in with a whole lot of drama and stuff. Now, of course, this isn't just a rumor in the show, it's a rumor in real life. See, the show tackled this in season 1. See, here's the thing about Catherine the Great. It's been long rumored that she had sex with a horse and died. See, here's the thing. The real life Catherine the Great, she loves sex like a lot. In her younger days, she was getting it. And then when she got older, she took a bunch of younger men and started doing them. So, but then after she died in real life of natural causes and stuff like that, her enemies decided to make up a rumor about her decades later after like she died, that like she had a harness above her bed with a horse to it and she blanked the horse and then she died. This never happened. It was just her enemies making up this rumor because they really just didn't like her and stuff. So this is where this whole horse thing keeps coming into play every time you watch something with Catherine the Great, whether it's a movie or a TV show. Now in the show, it's not shown that she loves, like she's crazy about sex. Yeah, she has a lover when her husband doesn't want her and stuff, but other than that, she's not clickety clacking people left and right. I guess because they wanted to make her more classier on like the show, you know. But yeah, the whole horse thing is just hilarious. But it's a false rumor and everything. Alrighty, well I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.